Cosplay Prep Stop.
Hello everybody, I'm Gio and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Prop Stop. Today I'll show you how I made a gauntlet I was requested. It's a general looking piece of armor, an original design, but it looks like everything we've seen before everywhere, so have a look. Grab a piece of foam sheet. This is a piece I had lying around because, yeah, I recycle. We'll begin with the top side of the gauntlet. For this, place your hand on the foam and trace it. This is the style I'm after. Self-design, thank you. Draw in the flaps. They'll be bent upwards, but that comes later. Here I'm tracing a line in the middle to fold it and draw the other half. Once I have a half of the pattern traced, cut it. Fold it and transfer one side to the other. Try it on your hand and see if it's the desired size. Draw circles to cut off later, because I'm adding some spikes here. One circle bigger than the other to give it a certain style. Now we make the spikes. With a paper sheet, roll and make cones. Cut and glue. Insert the cone in the hole and trace a line around, underneath the foam as register. Cut 1 inch below the line, and I just read that with you. Then cut some flaps around as I'm doing here. 4 will do. And open them up like a flower. Make 2. 1 for each hole. Once happy with the result so far, shape the foam sheet using heat. Always be extremely careful when using fire. Remove flammable objects like my ghost here. Just a little exposure will do. Use a cylindrical object to curve the foam. Repeat if more curve is needed. I like them curvy. Now I'm attempting to shape a fin in the middle, so I'm using a ruler to help me push it up a bit, and take it from there with my fingers. Now let's shape those side flaps. I'm using this marker to do the job, and also give it a pop-up look to those pointy bits in the front. Now let's glue in the cones, or spikes. I forgot to show this, but I fill these cones with paper mache and make them hard, otherwise they'll bend easily. Now I'm adding a cover and coat the whole piece with glue. Now, some paper mache on the bottom side to make the base harder. Once dried, cut the excess and voila! Alright, next the fingers. Just grab small rectangles of foam sheet. Hit and shape them like we've done before. They'll fit on your fingers nicely. Go ahead and add some design. Here I'm making a little lip. Now, after some time making a lot of those and gluing them together, this is what I have. I also made some fins on top, the same way I did with the main piece. Here I'm adding a foam strip to unify the parts and create a simple articulation. Remember to always coat everything with glue. Here's the full set. I added this extra base underneath the top piece to make it stand out in an angle. Now let's give it a black base paint. And then dry brush in metallic silver. Here's how I did it. Pick up some paint, wipe the brush in the tissue, and paint with the dry remains. The black paint will make it look deep, as we add silver lightly on top. Don't paint the areas where you believe the shadow will be casted to make it convincing and look real. I'll add straps here later on. Preview time! Looking nice. Now, the same with the rest. As you see, I concentrate the metallic paint on the areas where the light is more likely to hit, on this case, from the top. Highlight the areas like the tip of the fin here all along. You can pick up a bit more of paint and lightly brush it to make it stand out. Consider all the protruding areas you can see or think of. Leaving parts unpainted will make it look dark, helping the piece look deep and real. Done! Here I added the elastic. I'll paint them in black later on. And that's how I made it. Just playing around with the foam sheet, molding it into whatever you want and making it look nice. Now, the dry brushing step is what really brings the magic in, so use that technique to your heart's content. So yeah, find me on the internet, support my videos on Patreon. Thank you for watching and see you next time.